Welcome to 24 Days of Drops, an Animal Crossing New Horizons advent calendar that reveals a new build for differently themed island entrants each day until Christmas. Are you ready for today's theme? Hello, and welcome to day number 12, which marks the half already of our advent calendar for Animal Crossing. I hope you're well, my love. Welcome in. I am very excited for this build today. This is one that's very close to my heart. As some of you may know, I am obsessed with the game The Last of Us, which, by the way, is going to come to PC in March next year, and I am so fucking excited. We're going to be streaming that. We're going to be streaming that game. I'm so excited. I am so excited. And as some of you may know, I am already building a The Last of Us island on Twitch, but as I was building this one, I hadn't started or had the idea that I was gonna start a Twitch The Last of Us island. So this was kind of before that, and after I finished this, I was like, okay, I need to do an island like this. I'm so excited, and I actually really like this island entrance so very much. So I thought that I really wanted to revisit a theme that some of you may have found me through, because some of you may remember that we did The Last of Us island in the past that was a post-apocalyptic abandoned city theme. So I thought that we could revisit that theme, and I just, my heart was just craving it, because I rewatch speed build let's plays of that game of The Last of Us multiple times a year, because I'm just so obsessed with the game and I can't play it myself because I don't own a PlayStation. So I was rewatching some of the playthroughs, and I was like, okay, I need to build something in Animal Crossing. I can't wait any longer. So I built this, and I'm really, really happy with it. But welcome in. How are you, my love? It's good to see you. Also very sorry that I keep having these weird cough thingies in my videos. I'm very, very sorry, but this fucking thing is clinging onto me for dear life, and I can't shake the sickness, and it's really fucking annoying me. It's really annoying me. But I hope that, it's not going to be too much longer, even though this morning I woke up and I actually felt worse again. So that's really stunning, really, really stunning. But I'm sure that it wasn't COVID, because we did test and all the tests came back negative. So I'm not sure what it is, because otherwise I would say that maybe it's long COVID or something, but it's just sticking to me, and I really hate it very, very much, but that's okay. Also, sorry, I know that I keep waffling on about this. I know that it must be annoying the life out of you, but I keep talking about what's on my mind, and that is really all I can think of, because every 2 seconds I need to stop and cough and have a sip of water, which is absolutely stunning. Anywho, we are building a building out of tall, I think they're called the wide display cases, some simple panels, and the retro transportation stops. And I really, really like this. And on top here, we're going to be layering some wide display cases, and also some, what are they called again? Just the display stands. I think they're called the display stands, because they don't perfectly align, but for roof, I think it's enough. And I really, really like how this is, and I had to kind of fidget with this a little bit. The only thing that's kind of annoying is that the sides obviously show the window, so that could technically just be a window on a building from the side, but it does kind of annoy me that it has a glassy bit and isn't completely enclosed with that stunning marbly concrete tile kind of texture on top of it. So kind of sad, but I really like this one. And this is also some of you who may have seen me build my island entrance on Twitch for my The Last of Us, and I think you can see the similarities, because this was right after I decided to build this build that we are currently watching, I decided to go for that Twitch island. So it was very much inspired by this island entrance that I'm currently building. So this was kind of like a mood board for that, and like a first take on it. So it was actually quite fun to build an island entrance twice, but make it kind of different with different themes, because this is more like an abandoned town, and then the one that we're building on Twitch also has the zombie apocalypse kind of vibes to it. So if you haven't checked me out on Twitch, flop on over there, my love. Twitch.tv/Nina Tries, very straightforward, and you could maybe see me build some of that. We're also building a candy core island, which I was going to build a candy core island entrance for the advent calendar, but I don't know. I'm not feeling the candy core at the moment. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I have been playing those adventure kind of games like Tomb Raider, Uncharted, and I'm much more in the mood for an adventurous kind of overgrown Animal Crossings. But yeah, I know, you know, I'm not going to force myself to keep up with an island that I'm currently not vibing with, because then you rush an island and then that's not gonna do it justice or do the plan justice that you had initially, if that makes any sense. So we're just going to roll with whatever we feel inspired to do, you know, which I'm very excited for. So hopefully next week I can be back to streaming, or I will be back to streaming. I'm just going to say, fuck it. If my voice is not cooperating, I will make it cooperate. Okay. It's my voice. It doesn't have a say. I mean, it very much does have a say, because if it doesn't have a say, I won't have a say. But you know what I'm trying to say. Hold. Jesus. Woo. But yeah, to the right side, I wanted to have some cars, and you may also see this like water path that looks very awkward because I already deleted some of the tiles, because some of you may have watched the abandoned collapsed highway kind of bridge thingy with the national park vibes, which I used this stunning path for, but I had already deleted some of the tiles for the water path, and I thought that I would just create some puddles, and then the weird tiles that wouldn't really align, I covered them up with the wheat fields, which they are absolutely perfect for, like some shrubs and stuff. So don't you worry, I know that may look awkward at first, but none of that is going to be visible, and everything's going to be completely concealed and covered up by cars and all that good stuff. We're also going to be creating some more buildings to the right, and then we're going to make like a kind of courtyard. Again, I feel like that's a big theme on my channel, towards the back with like some castle walls and fully enclose this. And I don't know, I'm just really happy with this island entrance. Also, I forgot to start this tiny little baby tree here, so please be careful if you are recreating this. You may want to stunt that medium-sized hardwood tree, because I forgot to do so. That's okay. That's okay. I'm going to do that later on, I think. But I'm also going to go in and detail each section. So we did the left first, then we're going to do like a little bit more on the road. And then we're going to create the buildings to the right to enclose this. And then we're going to do some finishing touches. This is another shorty, by the way. Another shardy. I don't know why, because it was a longer build. This took me about like 3 hours. So I'm not exactly sure why it ended up only being 13 minutes. I think it was because I do edit out, or I tend to edit out the bits where I am just very fidgety with things and I'm not really, you know, placing stuff down that's gonna stick. So I do edit a ton of that out, because I feel like it's kind of boring to watch me place 5 different items and then only go for the last one. So I edit the first 4 out, or some of those I leave in if there was like a specific reason for why I decided not to use certain items. But I don't know, I feel like I keep editing out more and more. So please let me know if you prefer like less edited speed builds where you can see a bit more of the decision making process, or if you prefer a speed build that's more like a building tutorial where you only see the stuff that's really got to stay, so that you could follow along technically. Pause the video in between, obviously, because you're not going to build something like this in 13 minutes. If you are, oh my god, I commend you. That would be amazing. But I don't think that will be possible, to be fair. But I really like this. I also really like that I only used the mums. I only used the green and white mums, and I actually really like how that looks. It kind of gives this like less polished, less human man-made, you know, with only one certain type of flower that almost looks like a weed. I feel like the mums always give this like weed kind of vibe, and I really like how that looks. So I may actually do that for like the island that I'm currently working on, which even though I think we are also using some of the like red flowers and black flowers and stuff, but I really like how this looks. I think it kind of just makes it feel more realistic in a sense, because technically, like, obviously tons of different flowers would overgrow a city like this, right? But I feel like some of them would probably just be of the same kind, or not really flowers, but with different types of weeds and shrubs and stuff. So really like how this turned out. But we now finished up this little like courtyard section, and now we're gonna detail up the road a little bit with like some barrels, some oil barrel bathtubs, some oil barrels, also some wooden boxes. And I'm actually going to be using quite a few wooden boxes, and I really like how they look. And I also tried to mix, hold, work with me, please. Miss Voice. It's gonna it would help out a great deal, thank you. But I try to really mix in different like wood tones, the rusty colors, and also the greens, and I really like how that looks. I'm usually not the biggest fan of mixing the parrot barrels with like too many different colors. I like to only use the parrot barrels, but I actually really like how they look, because it just looks kind of random, and I feel like that makes it feel more abandoned, if that makes any sense. Also, you will see me start this building, and then I'm gonna, for some reason, not finish it. So I'm gonna do this, and then it's gonna look like I'm gonna push it in, but I actually didn't. I just climbed up there but didn't push it in because, you know, my brain is absolutely scattered, and I decided there was time for me to decorate in front of here. But we are going to be finishing that building up in a second. Just you wait, my dear. Just you wait. It's crazy that it's already halfway through the advent calendar. By the way, thank you so much again for all these suggestions. I actually have some more that I keep exchanging, like with every single video and every single idea that you guys tell me. I'm like, maybe I could like leave this out, or I already had some ideas and I'm gonna make like fusions of different themes and different inspirations. So I'm actually really excited because we also have like some references to like TV shows or games. So really excited for that kind of stuff, and it makes me very happy. But to the front here, I just kind of wanted to fill this up because you can sort of see that there is something there as you're walking through the street, and it kind of looked weird that there was nothing like filling that space up. So I just decided to do some very simple decorations with some trees, some fences, you know, wheat fields, barrels, all that good stuff, and kind of just throw that together to fill that space up, just chill that so that visually it feels a bit fuller and not like a standalone build. Obviously it is. I'm also not going to show for some reason, but I did actually put some trees, I think, and some wheat fields behind the castle gate at the very end, just so that, you know, for the final tour it doesn't look like it's ending off and there's nothing there, but that it looks like there's like an overgrown path or something. So don't you worry, my love, there's gonna be something there. And yeah, really like this, and I could actually see me do an island like this in the future again and again and again. I don't know, abandoned kind of rural themes are just my absolute favorite kinds of themes. But yeah, we're just gonna detail this up with scattered papers, leaf piles, the empty cans, I think they're called, the trash items, and also the tire dropped item, you know, the trash item that you can fish out of rivers and stuff. I really like how that looks dropped. I used to not like that because it looks kind of awkward, but I feel like if you pop it next to a barrel or next to a different item, it looks like it's almost like leaning onto said item, and I really like how that looks. And just like tons of, you know, trash items, barrels. Also the plastic canister was a very nice item, and the thumb, I think it's called the recycled thumb piano, which I absolutely adore. Really great item. Very underrated. I always use it for my abandoned themes, but for some reason I don't see it in many people's builds. But anyway, I am waffling. We are already approaching the end of this build, my love. I hope that you very much enjoyed it. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today and watching this video. And yeah, I'm going to see you with the final montage. I'm going to leave you now with the final montage of this video and this build, my dear. Take care of yourself, and I shall see you when I see you. Bye.